Good morning. This is Maureen Owen reading. The first poem is, some of my poems have very long titles. So this first poem, the title is Alizarin, a red pigment, crimson dye, bluish more towards purple than orange, or talking sky with socks. And this is the poem. None the bolted arugula, scraps of motors, fireworks, damp undercover umbrage, soaking in flora. To have watered the watercolor till washed that has fallen on the petals like a drawing colored so faintly traces are untraceable in the dense field of paper. When giraffes argue, they swing their heads, a sling on long necks, whomping each other on the side. Colloquially, they can be a journey of giraffes. A tower of giraffes seems unstable, though a trilogy of hearts beat. Theirs is no patience for being petted, despite a cuddly appearance. Sewing textiles, seeking pattern on my own eye, cut up all my clothes to make them better. Now they just have holes, organdy in moonlight, spangled spots in place of fingerprints, timid above us, heads in the clouds, over dry savanna plains, routinely struck by lightning. They don't drink much. This second piece is from a manuscript called Let the Heart Hold Down the Breakage, or The Caregiver's Log. The title is, I said sandwich wraps. She thought I said salmon traps. How about soup for dinner? What kind of soup? Chicken pot pie soup. Oh, yes. Heat soup, set table, set up oxygen. What are you doing? She asked between breaths. Making soup. What kind of soup? Chicken pot pie soup. Oh, good. Are there crackers? Sure thing. It's ready to eat. What are we having? Soup. What kind of soup? Chicken pot pie soup. Take your time. It's hot. This is good. What is it? Chicken pot pie soup. This has a slightly long title also. Popped, or A Cat So Black It Had Only Eyes, a patch of high grass at the edge of our confidence. On the floor of the brain, the hippocampus reclines, an odalesque with raised arms, clothes not bothering, fragrances spicy, amber, somehow inhale it now, bergamot. Our night catapults way up and under her vision, a mirror. Metropolis eyes sleeping in a dish, the only ones not looking at the camera. And this all about how she meant to stay, a maquette, without being done or having not been done, eliciting how many, and just as much by the next subtraction. Did looks get in her way, holding the breath that flat reveals, lined in rubber without closure, the balm wasn't seamless. She had scrambled her directions, and now she was rambling in an aura of replicas. She circled herself, like private moonlight on a beach, just passing through. This is a shorter work. The title is Pentecost. I first saw the word facsimile on the nameplate of a racehorse's halter, a deep chestnut gelding, I a kid standing in the shed row, mid-afternoon sun setting, his coat a red-orange fire, he leaning from his stall door. And the title of this one is Synthesis, Cross-Hatching Tension, like the lattice top of a pie, or a counterproof. A small green bruise on the side of the top of her knee. Soon other odd changes occur. She hopes the cast will be off soon. She hopes the drums will do the talking for them both. Under black chalk with traces of red pencil, pell-mell, a thief steals my one red pot placed at the end of the salt tile porch. Turning and working into the fabric of the paper, he pauses, his tall burnt shadow. There is no shortcut will benefit the process. What if hair is not so important after all? A man kisses a shoe. Every distinct twig on the winter branch, every tiny pebble on the mountain. Blueprinting possibilities for where gravity now, a raw dress, hangs, radiating mica. This poem is titled El Perdón. On bended knee, the skeleton apologizes to the skeleton. Is it too late? Oh, bony patella, ivory kneecap, hung up, wall side of my morning, crunched to tin to stucco to us, only so far untied from one another, only so far let go, linked and dangling, a circle of sheet ghosts ringing a tree. Scoop some water from the valley, as if cobalt, to a shrine. The universe expands, and with it time is leaving us. Our hearing is disappearing. Scientists capture the sound of black holes colliding 1 billion light years away, a fleeting chirp. Let the bones talk, chalky and fluent, evicted from biology, riddled and cranking, flannel and cotton from coat hooks of shoulders. Gravity's wave has whispered to us. Let the bones, the desperate bones, the atrocious snoring monochrome bones, the outrageous sneezing penitent bones, apologize one more time to each other. Then let's wave. Let's wave back to the gravitational wave. This poem is dedicated to my brother who passed away, for Jim. And the title is rather long. I'm keeping my eyes closed. Vastly the body, as if the fallen yellow petal in different positions to the left of the path, yellow plastic hats of the school children. His remains went undecided. End of poem. Scribbled Flora, a pilgrim has smashed his nose on the back of the cardinal's hand, radiating the last late style again in meanwhile. She'd thought to top the pine struck by lightning, but others carried synthesis and tension multifold. It was autumn, leaves burst yellow halos, performing the ritual. Balanced, confident, always colorless, always a costume stowaway, scalloped from a meadow, formed of a shape of form. Scribbled Flora, tooled in leather, flush in gangly borders, his remains. In tulip pale yellow, cresting as so carried pleated sequence, orchestrating through the throng of branches, 2 women mourning together, their voices softly crisp. We wrap his ashes in a green silk scarf. Our fingers on the stone are giant. And a short little last poem titled Hope of Inflation. Woodland sage, maiden pink, snow in summer, prairie flax, blue mustard, red stem, stork bill, bird's eye, speedwell, wild privet. Thank you.